Hey everyone, Aaron here from Back to Basics Wargaming Products with the next round of releases for the Battleframe 5000 system. Since its initial release, you're probably aware that we've got the 4 different tile heights across the Battleframe system. 16mm, 33, 63 and 93mm tall. The biggest call we had from you guys since its release was ramps, getting your army across the table when you've got height elevations in place, especially some of the larger ones. Going from 16mm up to 93mm is quite a high elevation change. We want to be able to get our vehicles across the table. We want to be able to create some more dynamics, bottlenecks, siege points across the gaming table. So ramps was the next thing we had in line. What we've got in front of us today is the Outset ramp. Why the Outset ramp? It's a ramp that sits proud of the surface that it's sitting on. This one I've got in my hand, and in action down here in front of me is 33mm height tile going up to the 63mm tile. So the tiles themselves fully compatible within the 5300 system, or magnetized as per standard. You can see across in front of me here the different elevation changes we've got from your right to left: 16 to 33, 16 to 63 and 16 to 93, 33 to 63, 33 to 93 and the 63 to 93. So that covers all the elevation changes up or down, depending on what other tiles you've used across your gaming table. You now got the ability to have access from one to the other. The ramps themselves, excuse me, over 150mm wide, so quite easily able to accept any of the larger model kits out there in your armies, regardless of what scale you're playing in. The top of the ramps, we've given 50mm of top elevation that marries up to the tile that it's meant to butt up against. So you've got a nice continuation of detail there, of landscape. And a strip at the front, which is obviously the existing tile height. As for the ramps themselves and the grade on that ramp, we've kept that as shallow as possible, because we realise we don't want them sticking right up in the air. We don't want vehicles falling off, ruining paint jobs. We've kept them as shallow and inclined as possible to be able to give you the best practical effect. So yeah, now we're bringing in an extra dynamic into the gaming table. Like I was saying, you can create bottlenecks. Normally, most infantry wouldn't be able to, it'd be inaccessible, impassable terrain for them to move from such a low to high elevation change, unless you've got like flying troops or teleporting troops or the like. Sure, put those height changes across the table, but put a couple of ramps in place, create bottlenecks for siege points. And it really starts to create some extra dynamics across the gaming table and how you play your scenarios and missions. As for modelling the tiles themselves, what you can do with the tiles once you've got them built and ready to go onto your table. Starting off at the most simplest, just a simple dirt effect. A dirt texture on the top of the ramp, some balsa woods cladding on the sides of the ramps. We've left the ramps themselves nice and clean. We haven't got any embossed detail. It's all flat and smooth, so you can start creating your textured effects on the outside of those ramps. As I was saying, using a dirt earthworks with some hastily built timber structures. You can go as far as using some ABS rod and tube even, creating some sci-fi effects, some sci-fi girders and steel works that are holding those ramps up in place. Again, it's up to your imagination and your hobby skills as a scenery builder as to what you want to clad your ramps in. What have you done with your existing tiles and how are they going to match up? So something to take into consideration as you're building your table. You've got the Outset ramp you can now include into your gaming table. Going to be available from the website under the 5300 series at this stage. Yeah, that pretty much covers it. If you've got any questions, chuck them down below and I'll get to them as soon as I can. Yeah, that about sums it up. Thanks for tuning in and seeing what the Outset ramp is all about. Talk soon.